Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. So I think we're gonna continue where we left off. Would be which one would that be? That would be Deep Woods. So I think what I was doing last what I was doing last time was I was fixing some is I was well, not so much fixing something, but rather I was adding or was improving the functionality slash fixing the way that the show text script manipulated the camera when the player talks to like a NPC or reads a sign or something. So what I did is I made it so that the camera goes behind the player character and dynamically selects either the right shoulder or the left shoulder depending on the position of the camera, and or rather the direction that the camera is facing and the relative position of the thing that the player is interacting with. So if the character is like on the right of the screen, then the camera is going to hover around the right shoulder of the player character, or rather just not necessarily the shoulder, but like towards the right hand side, or same thing for the left. And so sometime after the stream, I was thinking, what if I also made it so that it can go behind the shoulder of the target that you're talking to? Because while testing, I noticed that there were some situations where I thought that might be actually a little bit better than whipping the camera around behind the player. I'll see if I can show you what I mean by that. Come on, let's go. There we go. All right. Let's go, Mr. NPC. Okay, there we go. The reason I had to run all the way over here is because I scripted this sequence that you can't actually talk to him until he reaches the destination. Okay, so if the NPC is on the left of the screen and I talk to him, the camera kind of goes behind and to the left of the player character when you talk to him. And if I move the camera over here, it's on the right side. Now I was thinking, what if the camera is like over here behind this guy? Well, right now it kind of works the same way, but I think that's a little bit abrupt. See how the camera like kind of whipped around behind the player? See, I think in a situation like this, it would be better for the camera to go like, hold on. Yeah, I think you understand what I mean. Let's say that the player is talking to this guy and the camera is like over here. So I'm thinking when I talk to this NPC, the camera should go like over here. And maybe look at the player. Like that. Like so. And if the camera happens to be over here at the time that you talk to the player, it behaves the way that it was already. Over here or over here. Make sense? I don't think it should be too difficult to add that functionality, and I basically just have to add a few extra checks and vectors to the script. Okay, so let's get to work on that. I was originally planning on figuring out why the game soft locks when you finish. Well, I forget what the exact conditions are for the soft lock, but it happens like after you defeat this dude, and then you like press the spacebar, or A if you're using a controller. Let's see if I can. But yeah, for now I want to add that functionality to this script. Okay, where is it? Here it is. In case you're wondering why the script is called act_show_text, it's because when I originally made this script, I didn't know that namespaces were a thing. I mean, I kind of knew that they were a thing, but I didn't know what they were. And if I was to go and rename all of these scripts, and then with the namespace added to it, it would well, it would break a lot of the export variables that are here. Like they would unassign themselves, and I'd have to go through all of them and reassign them. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to stick to the convention that I've been doing this whole time, even if it's technically not ideal. And if you think about it, I don't think I'm really making it difficult for myself in doing this. It's just a little bit unconventional. Oh yeah, so anyways, let's get to work on what I'm trying to do. Oh yeah, I did make a minor change to this script after I was done the last stream. I think I erased like a vector that had the camera position in it. The reason I erased it is because I was actually not using it. Turns out I didn't actually need the position of the camera. I just needed the forward direction and the relative direction and the relative vector towards the target of that I'm talking to. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, but actually now I think I might actually need the position of the camera. So hindsight, probably not the best. So hindsight, deleting that was, keeping that there probably should have, sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words right now, talking faster than I'm thinking. In hindsight, I probably needed, or I would have needed, the camera position anyways, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be comparing the distance between the camera and the player to the distance between the camera and the target. The target being whatever it is that the player happens to be talking to at the time. Okay. Okay, there's the camera position. I add it back in. Well, it's the camera position at the time where you press A. When you first press A. Okay. Distance between and player equals position distance to player position. 3 distance between camera and misspelled between targets. Oh wait. That was dumb. It's not a vector, it's a float. Of course. Yeah, it's a distance, not a vector. Distance is a measurement of length. Well, basically. Distance to target. Now, if distance between camera and player is less than distance between camera and target, for some reason I have the song Ocean Man stuck in my head. Ocean Man. It's because I watched the SpongeBob movie and that played during the credits. You know, oh man, I can't believe that movie came out more than 20 years ago. That's so crazy. It's 2024 and that movie came out in like 2003, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna Google that. SpongeBob 2004. SpongeBob SquarePants movie 2004. Yes. Man, 20 years. Isn't that crazy? So in this situation, okay, maybe I should explain what exactly set cinematic lookout position is. Okay, so this is a kind of a spaghetti code sort of result or thing. So my camera scene is or my camera system for my game, I designed it to be very, very, very flexible. So the camera is not actually attached to the player. It kind of exists in its own sort of system where in its most basic form, the camera follows the player and looks at the player. If the player gets too far away from the camera goes after the player. And if the player moves towards the camera, it kind of moves back. That's basically how it works. There's a bit more to it than that. I think I set it up so that the y-axis of the camera position is always like, well, it's always like a certain. Yeah, it's this. How should I describe this? It's like always a certain distance above the player, and you might not actually like this property about how I set up the camera, but I designed it to be kind of like Twilight Princess on the GameCube, where. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna check the stream. Okay, we're good. But I'm paranoid because this one time I don't even know how it happened, but this window here, this text chat thing, it got stretched over the whole screen. Okay, what was I talking about? I was talking about the camera system. So and how it's Twilight Princess. So in Twilight Princess on the GameCube, you can't actually control. So you control the camera with the C stick, but you can only rotate it left or right. You can't move it up or down. So what happens when you press up or down on the C stick? Well, it zooms the camera in or zooms the camera out. Now, I haven't implemented that yet. I mean, I'm not sure if I will. So but specifically on the GameCube, there's technically like three camera modes that the camera can be in. There's like a slightly zoomed out position where the camera is kind of further away, but it's also zoomed in slightly. So the field of view is lesser. And then there's the other mode, which is like the main one, where the camera is closer to the player and is closer to the way that it is on the Wii. In both of those modes, it behaves in basically the same. And if you zoom in further, it switches over to first person mode, which is kind of like pressing. Yeah, it's basically just first person mode. And that's kind of how I intend this camera system to be. It's a bit unconventional. It might not be a popular decision, but I think it fits the best for this game. Okay, so back to work. So the idea is that if the camera happens to be closer to the player than towards the target, then it does everything that we've been doing already. Otherwise, it should be the cinematic. Oh man, I was originally talking about how my camera works. Okay, so my camera has a bunch of different modes. It has like a typical mode where it follows the player, yada yada yada. And then there's a first person mode where you can the camera that goes to where the player's head is and you can move it around. And then there's like a cinematic mode where other scripts can hijack the camera and tell it, look over here and be over here at this time. So this script basically says, tells the camera where to look, and then this script says the camera, this script tells, this function tells the camera where to look, this tells the camera where to be. This one sets the camera mode to cinematic mode, and this one sets a specific parameter for the cinematic mode. I think there's only two. There's like smooth, and then there's snap or instant. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, instant and smooth. With smooth, the camera kind of pans over to the position this position while looking over here. In instant, it instantly snaps over there. That's basically it. This can probably actually go over here. Typing it twice is redundant. Redundancy is probably not ideal in my experience. Yeah, this is a little crazy. This long line. You know what? I'm going to chop it up a little bit. I'm not really sure how to do that. Man, how do I? Let's forget about that right now. Okay. So the look at position to the layer position, and let's set the I think this could probably go over here. This could also go over here. All right, this should be it. I'm actually not sure what this should be. I'm just gonna copy this over, see if it works. I'm probably gonna have to reverse it or something like that. Three. Sorry, I'm probably gonna be quiet for the next few minutes until I finish typing this out. Come on. do I put this down here? It's probably not going to work. Yeah, it's vector only exists inside the scope here. Probably not the best way to write this out. Yeah, it's just this isn't written very well, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I think that's correct. Let's see. First thing, I need to make sure that the original thing isn't broken. Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Oh. Something's not working quite right. Hold on. Okay, I'm suspicious of this variable. I think it might be. I think it might not be what I think it is. Because something is causing that to not be calculated correctly, or the way that at least not the way that I want. It's not comparing the. Oh, I need to make the console visible. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is always the same no matter what, it seems. Well, I think I know what's going on. I think that the camera is always at, or, yeah. I think that the camera scene is always at 000, and the actual position of the camera is like somewhere else. Oh yeah. Yes, that is definitely what's going on. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to use this. Oh, No, I forgot how to. Never mind. I don't know how to do that. Dang it, I forget. I hate when I forget how to do things. Happens all the time. It always slows me down. Okay, there's gotta be a function that I wrote somehow that can fetch the camera. Yeah, Google to the rescue. Get viewport, get camera. Oh, it's not a real thing. That. Okay, let's see if that works. It seems like this is actually working correctly, which is good. It is exactly what we want. Like, it seemed to be choosing the... When the player was like... when it was detecting the NPC out of being closer, it was like choosing the correct one. Okay, let's test this out. Good. 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 Yes! That is awesome. Now let's see if I can optimize this somehow. I've heard that you can actually... I heard that you can use like the squared position. It's like technically the faster calculation on the CPU because it's so the way that it's like the way that you calculate distance involves like a square root. But if you're just comparing two distances, you can just use. So it uses the way that the computer calculates distances using between like vectors involves like, oh, I forgot the math. Man, it's weird because I knew the math at some point, but I forgot it. Oh yeah, yes. So you subtract them. Wait. Hold on. Well, this is like a Euclidean distance. Okay, so here's like a 2D explanation for it. It's like point x-axis of 0.1 minus the x-axis of 0.2, square that, plus the y-axis of 0.1 and the y-axis of 0.2. And you square that, add it, and then square root it again. So if you like remove the square root, it's faster, and that's basically what this is. This which won't give you the distance, but it's fast. But if you're like if you're just using the distance to compare two distances together, then you don't need to. Then this just don't bother with the square root, because calculating square roots is actually pretty slow on the processor. Although here's the thing: modern day computers are so fast that this was probably just a waste of time, and I'm probably just being dumb by taking it into account. But I think it's. Well, let's check and see if it still works. Hopefully, I'm not making a fool of myself by breaking it. It'd be so funny if I was, though. Be great content. Oh yeah, see? Really fine. Okay. So, next order of business. Figure out why killing this guy and then pressing spacebar soft locks the game. Let's demonstrate that again. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. I soft locked the game just then. It might not actually have anything to do with the enemy. Actually, most certainly does have something to do with the enemy. Let's press space. Okay. Let's try it again, because I soft locked it that time too. Soft lock again. Okay, so the game soft locks when I press A with a weapon equipped, and the weapon is already put away. This is like 100% caused by some changes that I made off stream. That I was I should probably explain myself. So this is probably in one of the player state scripts. It is definitely normal state. So I think the changes that I made to the script are terrible. But I mean, like, so this was like done in an attempt to fix a previous error that it's still, I mean, it's still there. Okay, let's start from the beginning. A couple of days ago, I noticed that when I load a level from another, like I enter a loading zone and then and the game loads up a new zone, a bunch of error messages appear to the console. I don't seem to break anything, but the error message is like, instance of class no longer exists after yield. So it's like, I'm using the await. It's not yield, it's await. I'm using the await so call in C sharp. I'm not sure what to call it. It's like you await and then it suspends. It's an asynchronous thing where it suspends functionality until a certain condition is met, like a timer. It's pretty much always a timer. But what's going on is that after the next scene is loaded, some yield functions continue, but the instance of the script that the yield function was from no longer existed, and they were complaining to the console about that. This was just a these changes that I made were done in an attempt to resolve that. It was futile ultimately because the errors still happen, and I decided I'm not going to bother trying to fix them because ultimately the game still runs and they're not causing any problems. It might cause some garbage collection issues, but I'm not going to worry about those. But yeah, long story short, I did a bunch of changes that introduced a bunch of bugs, and yeah, this soft lock is one of those bugs, and I'm going to try to fix that right now. Apologies, this is probably going to be pretty boring. It might actually be pretty quick for me to fix. On the bright side, it might actually be pretty quick for me to fix. Yeah, I think that should do it. Let's test it out, see if I was right. I should probably undo those changes and bring it back to the way it was, because the problem is, the thing is, when I made those changes, it made the code harder for me to understand. I kind of regret doing it. At least not because it's soft lock. I never should have done that, honestly. You know what? You know what? Let's see if that works. I think it should. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yep, works just fine. Gun. good thing I never actually erased it and just commented it out. Yeah, there's a bunch of player scripts that did this too. So much damage to my time. What? What's the point of this? Oh man, forgot. There's a lot more to the show item stuff than I remember. Oh, I remember. What was the reason behind that? Oh no. Oh, this is crap. You know what? I'm probably just gonna restore this from the GitHub, or at the very least, all this specific function, because I can't remember how it went. But the idea behind this was supposed to be that This is like activates when you show an item that you have in your inventory, because certain items, when you use them, you kind of take them out and show them to another character. You know, kind of like the chicken from Ocarina of Time or the pocket cuckoo. So the idea is that a timer, you use the item, a timer starts. It lasts about 3 seconds, and then your player is like either it's like holding an item out, and then depending on whether you successfully showed the item to another NPC or not, it'll wait for you to close the dialog box, and then the player will put the shown item away. But yeah, I can't remember how I did that. I'll fix that off stream. It's too complicated to work on right now. Remember the damage I did to my project just trying to fix that those errors that probably don't matter. It's unreal. Caused so many bugs. I think it's fine though. I'll project is still on. This doesn't really phase me. It's just a little bit annoying. That's just the way that these kinds of projects are. This entire project is pretty much just uncharted territory for me. It's one of those things where I'm figuring it out as I go along. Going back and redoing things that I've already done, but better. Adding functionality to existing things. Yeah, I think this is probably it for today. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next stream or in the next VOD. Yeah, see you later.